A new tribal flag plaza at the lower mall of the Minnesota Capitol was unveiled during a ceremony this morning. Our reporter Daniel Purcell was in St. Paul for the event and has more.
For the first time in Minnesota state history, all 11 sovereign tribal nations that share land with Minnesota will have their flags permanently on display at the state capitol.
The Capitol should tell the full story of the history of Minnesota, one that honors all 11 federally recognized tribal nations, acknowledges complex histories, and builds a future rooted in inclusion, beauty, and truth.
In a ceremony on Friday morning, Governor Tim Walz, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and representatives from all 11 tribal nations spoke on how the display exemplified the growing relationship between the state and tribal governments.
It isn't easy to face generations of pain and conflict and slowly turn the tide in another direction. And it doesn't mean that we will always agree, but it does mean we will see each other, just like we see these flags here now.
I would have never thought that I would witness this day in my lifetime. This ceremony is a recognition of truth, a sign of respect, a visible commitment to government relationships that are built on trust, sovereignty, and shared purpose.
But not lost on the speakers was the tumultuous history between the state and tribes, with Governor Walz citing the need to move forward in progressing their relationships while respecting the tribes' histories.
Minnesota is a great state. We've added much, but great states are able to talk about their entire history. They're able to talk about the sorrow and the pain and the mistakes that they've made. And I think many standing here today understand that. And while we can't change the past, we who are living in the present and are in positions to do something about it certainly can change the present and the future. And that's what today is about.
Lieutenant Governor Flanagan, who is currently the nation's highest-ranking Native woman, emphasized that the tribes are not only a part of Minnesota's past, but future as well.
Far too long, the stories of indigenous nations have been overlooked and erased from places like this. But today, with these flags raised high, we affirm what has always been true. These sovereign nations are not in the past. We are still here. We are leading, we are thriving, and we are shaping the future of this state.
Reporting in St. Paul, I'm Daniel Purcell, Lakeland News.
Minnesota joins Montana as the only two states in the country with a permanent display of sovereign tribal nations flags at their capital.